Hey everybody, it's Totem here on my shaman Zodeeack. Hope y'all are having a good day of grinding after 4.0 came out. First off, I'd like to say this shaman I've had for a long time. I left him at 70 with some tier 4 gear and some, I think season 1? Yeah, season 1 gear for arena. And yeah, I haven't touched them until like about 3 weeks ago when I was messing around the PTR and messing around the shaman, and I fell in love all over again. So I healed a little bit before 4.0 came out on this guy. He was only 75 or 76 in this video, and honestly, the healing before was really crappy, I guess you'd say. I could get away with it. I could heal it. It would just be a nail biter, and I'd be meting every single chance I had. If the tank pulled before I had a chance, I'd be screwed pretty much. It wasn't fun. It wasn't fun. It wasn't. Now I mean, it's way too easy. I mean, there should be a balance in between, but it's way too easy now. I'm going to show you bits and pieces of a 5-man I went through, but before I do that, I'm going to show you a few little tidbits about the shaman now. First off is a macro that I figured out for going back and forth, calling your totems and dismissing them. Cast sequence, call of the elements, and comma, space, tomatic recall. You just hit this once, it posts them all out, posts them again, posts them all back. If you keep the tank on focus target, this macro works wonders. That way you never accidentally put Earth Shield on yourself. And as you can see, I put all my other heals on mouse over macros, the same as I do with my druid. Real simple thing to this now is that, I mean, I know out of combat your mana regen's more, but I just have Water Shield on with Glymph of Water Shield. I don't have Mana Tide Totem down. Look at my mana. Just spamming Healing Wave. Freaking ridiculous. If I had a Pally buff or my Mana Tide Totem in combat, this is exactly what you see. I can do this all day. It's pretty ridiculous. Oh, I am 76. I didn't even know that. It's crazy. I can do that all day. Seriously. I went 10 minutes straight, and I didn't run out of mana. Now, if you Riptide in between them like you're supposed to get the healing or get the casting time faster, then yeah, it's a little different. But anyway, this is the instance. Popped in a little bit in the middle of it. A couple things I will strongly recommend if you're healing as a shaman to level, because that's what I'm doing. I want to be elemental. He was enhancement before. I want to be elemental DPS when Cataclysm, you know, for leveling through that. But for right now, leveling through 70 to 80, I am resto, and that's the only reason I'm resto, is to get fast Qs and grind up gear, get good gear to start doing heroics a little bit. And but the one thing I will greatly recommend is if you are a mana whore, because honestly how they have it set up right now is that when shit hits the fan, shit hits the fan. You're going to sit there and Healing Surge is like your #1 go-to heal. If everything goes to crap, you start spamming Healing Surge. That's all there is to it. You don't want to do it all the time, obviously. You know, like I can only spam it 30 seconds before I run out of mana completely. So pick your battles best you can. Honestly, the absolute best mana preservation rotation, I guess you could say, for healing shaman would be Riptide or Chain Heal, followed by 2 healing waves. That's it. because it makes the healing waves faster. That's the only reason to say it. And healing waves, if you have your mana tide totem down or you have a Palian group, it's pretty much mana free. It really is. I will say though, some Glymph ideas for you. Number one, I see a lot of people normally take a healing wave Glymph. So whatever you heal your target for, you get healed. That's more or less a PvP one. Now that we don't have cleansing totem, and now that what we can cleanse is pretty much is restricted. What the biggest help I've noticed is actually healing wave or healing stream totem Glymph, because it actually gives you like 100 resist. It scales with your level, but it gives a resist to everybody. Equivalents to about 27% less damage from nature sources like nature, fire, I think ice. Was it ice? It could have been something else. But you see what I'm saying? Or no, it's disease maybe. Either way, it gives you 27% less damage taken by those spells, which helps out a crap ton. I just did Halls of Stone. All right, this morning I got to 77, so I was doing Halls of Stone, and it was beautiful. We did the event, you know, with the faces shooting light beams at you, and then the eye beam with the fire on the ground, and everyone dies. No, it doesn't. No one died. My healing stream totem was doing like 270 per tick to everybody. It was also reducing all the damage from everything that the event was doing, except for the shadow damage, by almost 30%. So it was probably the easiest time I've ever had doing that event in my life. I mean, since Lich King dropped, it's ridiculously easy to do that as a shaman. So though that's one big suggestion I'd say. Tomatic recall, you gotta have that if you're resto for a Glymph, because it helps a crap ton. You can move your totems as much as you want. You don't have to worry about running as low on mana. Also, I would highly suggest the water shield one if you haven't already figured that out. If you're elemental, you're going to be using lightning shield for DPS. Just count on that right away. But if you're resto, you're going to be using water shield all the damn time. So those are like must. The water shield Glymph gives you like it ups your mana regen pretty much per 5 seconds. The passive ability of it ups it by 50%. I think it turns it out to about like 120 mana per 5 seconds, which is crazy type of insane for like a self buff. So I mean, it's definitely worthwhile. Other things I'd say to do is definitely try to use the macro for Earth Shield, because if you're a tard like I am, you'll end up Earth Shielding yourself a lot of the time when you're supposed to be Earth Shielding the tank. I'm not even kidding you. My brother Zags, he started playing on his shaman zigzags, and in case anyone wonders, both me and him play on Kilrog on the Horde side, and he's doing the exact same thing. I hooked him up. I got him all the macros and everything for heal over time or heal mouse over macros, and he's loving it. He's never healed high level before, and I keep telling him, I'm like, you need to level a druid. You need to level a druid so you can like feel what I feel. You can feel my pain. You can feel my happiness. And now he's got a shaman that he's healing with, and he's like, I fucking love it. I mean, he's only ever been a tank, and he's been a DPS. Most of the time in his MMO life, he's been a tank. He's been a tank, if you want to count tank mezzing and EverQuest. Flashbacks. But anyway, and so healing is always it's a different way you can look at it, because you get to see who does what, who screws something up. I mean, the healer really does have a different eye on the whole situation. You know what I mean? If a healer doesn't catch something, I'd be really surprised. I mean, if you're not observant enough to see where a fight went wrong, if you're a healer, you know, there's something wrong with you. Really, there is. But anyway, that's my take on it. The heals are freaking crazy. 15k crits I've gotten with Healing Surge, and that's the fast heal. Greater Healing Wave I've gotten around the same size heals. Chain heal is pretty much it's good for spot healing, but I wouldn't use it to keep anybody up. Aside from that, Um, yeah, I definitely dig it. It's too easy now. I wish they would scale it back a little bit so that it would be more challenging, whether people take more damage or something or what, but it still would be nice to have a challenge again. But anyway, that was my take on Druid or Shamans. Give you a few tips, and I'll catch you later. Peace.